The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tommy O'Brien, and Darrell Martin.
Welcome, folks. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow Industrials down 6. You get the Nasdaq up 4. S&Ps are up 1.5. Gold contracts trading up $1.50 at $1,305. We have silver up 4 cents at $18.42. Platinum's up $8.90 over 1,000. Finally, 1,005 an ounce. Light sweet crude getting toasted, man. Once again, down 84 cents, 43.83. 10-year note up 8 ticks, 130.09. 30-year bond up 26 ticks, 163.17. You get the dollar down down to 36 ticks at 97.16. The euro's at $1.11, and the yen is at 103. If you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, folks, great time to do it. Come over to our website at TFNN. You'll see the banner on the top or the side. You can hit that banner, bring it up, and you can see how these defined option contracts trade. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into your account. Jobs number comes out, 160 grand, pretty good number. They revised the last number up to 190, which is a big number.
Sure.
Market is sitting here. It looks like the market's sitting here for the election, man. I mean, there's not much action here.
Yeah.
Well, there's back and forth action. We'll see where this wants to shake out. If we do go over to and we take a look at the S&P, the contraction of volume is pretty dramatic coming into this big Brexit day out here. And if we do look at the weeklies, what you're going to see is that you're coming into 817 million on the weekly, and thus far you've done 392. So even if we add another 100 million to that, that's 492. So that's saying that you need more sellers in order to break this market down. The composite did break it down. The composite yesterday broke a swing and had good volume on that break. We broke that swing from the 12th of September. So, how this bounce comes out is going to make a big difference. If we do, we have a question about the December rate hike, and right now the probability is 76%. That's a big probability.
Yeah. Market thinks it's coming for sure.
The market thinks it's coming. Gold contract kind of just hanging there at 1305. The dollar index got back inside its lower range. Now this is going to be interesting. So when I look at the dollar and bonds, it's like the probability is still at that 78%, but both of those are saying that.
Finish that sentence, just so.
Well, it's saying that no, the rate hike is not going to happen.
Okay.
Because if the dollar, broke back inside this 97.610, that's saying that okay, now we can get down to 94.95. If we actually put this on a longer basis, you'll see this dollar's been in this consolidation for a long period of time. So it's almost like, hey, we're going to stay in the same consolidation. We've been in this consolidation. It started January of 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, it can stay there. There's no reason that, it wouldn't stay there. If we actually take a look at the rates themselves, we're at 1.78 on the 10-year, and you can see that's still really expensive for the rest of the world.
Sure.
France, it's 0.4. Germany's 0.1. Italy's 1.7. Spain is 1.2. Of course, Switzerland is still minus 0.4%. Pretty
Definitely.
amazing.
Definitely.
Now, Your friend Jay, he's back in the United States now, right?
No, he's over in Switzerland.
Oh, he's still in Switzerland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
He moved from Geneva to Zurich.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, I guess, moving up in the world, even in Switzerland. So,
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Geneva is obviously beautiful in terms of, Switzerland. The whole place is beautiful. But,
Right.
Zurich is more of an epicenter than Geneva, however it works.
Right. Right. Wild. Man.
Yeah. And he was working for J.P. Morgan. Now he's working for UBS, I believe. So
Okay.
they got plenty of good financial companies going on in Switzerland.
The banking capital of the world,
exactly,
right? There's no doubt about that.
I mean, they had a couple thousand, I think, J.P. Morgan employees over there alone. You
Wow.
know? Yeah. I mean, so big operations.
Well, it'd be interesting too with Brexit. It's like so Switzerland could actually. It's always been a big place, but it could actually even get bigger.
I don't know about that.
Financial-wise. I mean, if the passport, so the big deal in the Brexit is that the banking passport right now they're saying won't work. So
Right.
the banking passport has to do with if you're, in Ireland, I want to do business with you, but guess what? I can't do business with you.
Brits want to cut themselves off from the rest of the world. That's how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of Europe.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not surprising in terms of, you can't escape from the EU and then say we want all the business benefits of being part of this union.
Right.
But we don't want to be part of the union. I mean, that's what they voted
Right.
for.
Right. No, for sure.
Whether people acknowledge that when they actually voted for it,
Yeah.
that's what they voted for.
The banks are always against it, with good reason.
Banks don't get the vote, unfortunately.
Right. You stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow Industrials right now down 11. You get the Nasdaq off 1. S&Ps are flat. Gold's up $1.90. We're gonna be right back, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 14. You get the Nasdaq off 1. S&Ps are up 1. And if you haven't test driven.
Wow, really?
Is it test
it's
driven?
like 15 years later and you stop mid-sentence on
Is it?
that?
Is
I mean,
that
like, seriously,
yeah.
how do you do that? Yes, it is test driven.
I know. So I got a couple emails. Thank you. Test driven. I will do that. It's a beautiful thing. Hey, listen. The Nadex platform, folks, you can do it right now. Come over to our website at TFNN. Now, so we get the election on Tuesday.
That we do.
So Sunday night on the weeklies, the weeklies could, depending on what type of premium.
I was waiting for it. I would expect there's going to be a massive amount of premium in any type of defined risk option for the election week. Just because,
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it makes sense.
No, right. Because, to understand things, just think about what you would need to be paid to take the other side of that trade.
Right.
And then it makes perfect sense.
Right.
Because you'd have to be paid a lot of money.
Right.
And, you'd have to be absorbing that premium.
Yes.
Because anybody knows that there's potential for some fireworks.
Yeah. Well, what was interesting there on Bloomberg this morning, they were talking about the amount of insurance that people are paying up for right now.
And you're talking about market insurance, right?
Market insurance, whether it's in the currency market, or the equity market.
That would make sense, definitely.
And they were talking about, this was pretty cool too, folks, because they were talking about is that it really didn't matter, this one analyst would say, listen, really, with Trump, there was more of a premium, okay? But even with Hillary, there was a premium because you have a change of people, period. It doesn't mean you think you're going to get what you think you're going to get.
Yes,
and
there's
so,
uncertainty with both candidates.
Right, and so it's like, okay, what is going to be the sectors of the marketplace that may do good? What are the sectors that may have a problem?
I'd say there's a lot more uncertainty right now in the market for Trump, though. Just to put it, regardless of what you think about politics, there's a lot more uncertainty just to not create that false equivalency where, there's uncertainty on both sides. There's a lot more uncertainty for Trump in there, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and we,
I mean, I'm just talking about the market. If somebody wants to debate the market reaction to that or anticipation of that, there is a lot more uncertainty in that presidency than Clinton, I think.
It's gonna be pretty wild Wednesday morning, and the real question is going to be is that I would say by Wednesday morning all the electoral votes will be in. We should know what's going on.
Well, what happens is we should know by Tuesday night.
Yeah.
If you're going to put it that. I mean,
late Tuesday night, maybe. Yeah.
Not maybe. Just so.
The Bush-Gore deal. That wasn't.
But that's not a should. That's a huge exception to the. That's why. So it's not we should know by Wednesday morning. It's we should know by Tuesday night. Aside from the exceptional case.
Unless it's too close. Right?
Aside from
Right. So the weeklies on these folks are Sunday night. Well, you get a couple days.
But it's either Tuesday night or it's a big problem. It's not Wednesday morning. Do you see what I'm saying? There's no change from Tuesday night to like Wednesday morning, really. That's where, if it doesn't get solved by Tuesday night, call it 11 or 12, that's where there is some type of, and that could happen, but that's where, Tuesday night, they have results. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? Those results come in, and assuming that they're not razor thin close.
Right.
But that's my point, that, you know what I mean, from Tuesday night to Wednesday morning, that razor thin doesn't sort itself out. It either takes much longer, unfortunately, and hopefully that doesn't happen. So Tuesday night, let's all be rooting for Tuesday night.
Yeah, for sure. As you come over to the Nadex platform, folks, what you'll end up seeing is that on Sunday night, you'll have the aspect of the weeklies. Monday morning, of course, that's when those babies kick in. And if we take a look at the market in general, right now what's is really intriguing is that because I'm looking for a B to a C of an ABC down, it's like if this market just stays right here, until Tuesday. It'd be like, okay, whoever wins, the market's going to like it. It's going to bounce, and then it's going to fall apart. That's one scenario. Now, the other scenario goes like this. The other scenario, folks, goes that we get the bounce right now, right? And then what ends up happening is that coming into Wednesday, then the C to D comes in, and then, you know, and this is a large, it's a potential very large ABC, you know, because if you take the SPY, you know, well, it's not that. It's 215, 215.32 at the high. Well, it's to 208. So you're talking 7 points. And you know what's sticking out like a sore thumb is that high volume swing low on the 27th of June.
Yeah.
And you know there's plenty of other high. Big stocks that have already tested it. Look at GE. GE just blew it away. You know, it didn't take long for GE to take it out. You know, and GE, you know, had gone from a price point of 29 up to 33, and then see ya, man. It just gets down. It gets down pretty intense. Let's go to our man Carlos in California. Carlos, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Tom? How you doing, Tommy? How are you guys?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad you called. I was looking at that oil and I'm saying to myself, man, that oil's pretty intense, man.
Tom, my question is related to oil, and it's more the effect that may create on the markets, because the markets, I can see the small caps a little bit more stronger than the rest.
Okay.
But if oil doesn't go up, do you think the indices will go up? Because usually when they try to go up, I see the oil lagging, kind of like pulls back the market. What do you think?
No, it does. Oil has a large impact. There's no doubt about that. Now, what does happen is this, though. So let's see. You're looking at the, I'm going to go from the oil to the XLE. So what ends up happening fundamentally is that when oil goes down, what happens because of the weighting structure of a lot of the large equities inside the marketplace, they depend on high oil, they make more money. Now, what happens here, though, is that then oil gets to a certain point that all, like, let's say the Exxons of the world go down, the Chevrons, and they only go down to a certain point. And if oil keeps going lower or stays low, then all of a sudden, though, there's plenty of other companies that make a fortune because oil's low.
Sure.
You know, so
Oh, yes. True.
there's, you know, it's not, it's a direct correlation for a certain amount of time, and then when it gets inexpensive, it's just like you, I, Tommy, anyone else, you know, whether you're paying your heating bill, your electric bill, or gas, then all of a sudden you have that extra money, and it's like, okay, what is that going to go into? You know what I mean?
Yes. Tom, can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
I've been reading the Timing the Trade again.
Yes.
And, at what point when an equity jumps the creek, what level once it jumps, either up or down? Can I stay a little longer?
Yeah, stay right there. Stay right there.
Thank you.
877-927-6648. Dow Industrials right now are up 7. NASDAQ is up 7. S&Ps are up 3. We're going to be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. EverBank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're talking with our man Carlos from California, and we were talking oil.
Yes, and on a chart, when we are in a point where we have to, we can see that in the chart that we want to jump the creek either up or down.
Okay.
The volume, what's the percentage that the volume can be either above or below, so it can be a valid or an invalid jump?
So what happens is this. So what we're talking about, folks, is that we're talking about, so jump in the creek, inside the Art of Time in the Trade, my book, right? The jump in the creek is a term by this guy, Richard Wyckoff, folks, okay? And he had this thing down pat and was beautiful. So what the creek is where there's been support or resistance, and then you build cause. You build a cause. Let's say that if we're jumping the creek on the way up first, okay, you'd be underneath a support area, you jump it, and then what ends up happening is that, and what the question would be, what Carlos is saying is that what type of volume you're looking for. What happens is this: if the market's going to continue higher, they say of price and volume, it's not even a percentage, Carlos. It just has to be higher. Just higher. Now, that being said, what does happen is this. I'm going to bring the dollar over to you to show you how subtle this can get sometimes, okay? And it's not what happens, and this is where you want to string this together, folks, okay? It's not like it's one day. You know, this is an art more than a science, technical analysis. So it's not like you just take this one day and say, okay, it did it higher, so that's good, okay? What happens is that you want to see how it went higher, then how it pulled back, right? So if we take the dollar, right, because the dollar was a perfect example of, you have a creek that's set up, and this creek has been out there for a long period of time, okay? We've been in this for a year and a half, right? Well, it jumped it. It started pushing up into it on the 7th of October. The volume started increasing on the 7th of October. In this case, you're looking at 49,000 contracts, right? Then what ended up happening is that it gets over it, and on the 11th, and it has the volume as it gets over it. So that was a small ABC up. The price projection there was 100.990. No, 100.770. That's what it was. We made it to 99.090. So what I'm combining now, I'm combining two different things, folks. I'm combining Jump in the Creek, and then, okay, what happens with the volume and what the price projection is, because you kind of try to put all these together. So when I saw that, I said, okay, this is going to be interesting, because you got close to doing an ABC to the price projection, right?
Okay.
And then what happened is that you watch how does it come off of it and how does it come back to the test again. Now watch what happened here. So we get to a high with 23,000 contracts, right? You go sideways the next day with 22,000. Doesn't tell you anything. Next day, it tests the high with 20,000. Okay, so now that one there, it's like, okay, 20,811 versus 23,460. Okay, so that's a test, right? But that still wouldn't be enough to say, okay, that's a top. You know, that's still too close. Even though percentage-wise, that's a good percentage-wise, less, right? But the next day is going to give you the clue that, hey, this wants to go lower. And what happened the next day, and this is subtle, but the next day you come down with 23,000, and it was like, oh, okay, maybe this wants to go down, okay? So you got a little more information, and then this is where the patients come in. Then what happened on Monday, that was when, like, okay, now it's pretty clear. It tried to go up with 13,000, and it didn't hold price.
Okay.
So you kind of see how that works, and then what ended up happening, of course, then we came off of that, and it expanded again to 25,000. Now, so when you take that together, you can see it's pretty clear, but that took, like, 7 different days, but the clarity is pretty good. It went up. It almost finished an ABC, which is okay. You had the test, and the two largest days that I would say that you want to pay attention to is that the day that it come down gave you some clarity of the 23,000, but the test back up the next day was perfect with 13, and it didn't hold price. And then you got clarity again that it wants to get into lower price because we kept having an expansion of volume. Now, what we have out here today, now this is pretty cool today. We have the dollar that tried to get higher again and had lighter volume. And as long as this dollar doesn't get down into 97.07, which would be the low of yesterday, that would be pushing higher with light volume, not holding price, and that would be saying, guess what? You're inside the lower range again. And so what also happens is this, is that when you jump the creek, if it's a failure and you get back inside the creek, the theory is that you'll go down to the other side of the creek, which is 94.05. It's a longer basis, but that's kind of how that works also.
Okay. Tom, one more thing. When it's going to the downside,
yes.
Let's say, can we use the example of oil and the daily?
Yes.
Let's look at on the futures, the CL.
Okay. I got it.
Is that an area where it can actually got into the creek, or there's no such a pattern?
Yeah, this wouldn't be a creek, and I can see what you're looking at. Like, what happens with a creek is that I guess. See, okay, so I think the question is that are you asking is that the 1st of September going over to the 28th, is that a creek?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those different points on the lows, and I can see one area by July that it's a lot lower than the rest. That's not qualified for a creek.
It's a small creek. Yeah, it is. It is. What I would do is this. I know you're doing this intraday. If you bring this into a 10-minute, what you're going to see is that this is a small ABC down, and it broke it with volume at 8 o'clock this morning. See that bar broke it. It broke. So like the A point on this is 45.88. The B is 44.37. So it's almost $1.50, right?
Yeah.
Which would get you a 43.30. and we went to 43.57. Like when I do these intraday, Carlos, this helps, but I do them a lot intraday, and you can see it almost finished that off. So what happens now is that, okay, it bounced like the 44.06, and we might set up another ABC down. Because when you do get as close to the lows as we got there, it's like, okay, this thing looks like it wants to at least tag the highs of the lows, which is that 43.26. Well, I guess we got to 43.57 thus far.
Tom, and this concept can be applied in any time frame?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's dynamic in any time frame. Now,
okay, great.
Yeah, it is.
Well, thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate your time, and have a great day.
You too, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one.
Thanks, Carlos.
Take care.
You stay right there. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow up 13, NASDAQ up 9, S&P's up 4. We're going to be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got the Dow up 18 right now. The NASDAQ is up 11. S&Ps are up 4.5. If we go inside the Dow Industrials and see the strength versus the weakness, so you have a GE is up 1.4%. Nike's up 0.8. Pfizer is up 0.8. Home Depot is up 0.8. Taken away from it, Procter & Gamble's down 0.9. Travel is off 0.7. Walmart is down 0.4. Inside the NDX 100, We have the leader out here is Alexa Pharmaceutical up 6.7%. INCY is up 5.6. What's that? BioMarlin is up 4.6, and Starbucks is up 3. Taken away from it is Symantec is down 9%. You get Monster Beverage down 6%. Activision is down 4.7, and Net Appliance is off 4.2. Let's just go over. I did see some news. We were just talking to Carlos about oil.
Yeah, I got a big jump.
Yeah.
And just so we were looking at the delayed charts, and it was actually happening. I saw them talking about it then as you guys were talking about it, that it was getting a huge jump there.
Yeah, and there's the USO just went from, well, here, let's look
I guess
at...
there was some Saudi comments maybe they're talking about.
So we take a look at this. And, you know, when you do test drive the Nadex platform, folks, which is fabulous, is that these are all live quotes, and they don't cost you anything.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, pretty intense.
There you
look
go.
at the side. Look at that. So it just went from...
Just to put it, that was the 10:30 bar, right? So it's almost 10:45, and that's where the 15-minute delay. You'll start seeing this bar roll into the CL chart on the Bloomberg right now.
Right.
Yeah. It's quite.
And we just went from 43.65 to 44 buck. 44.65.
Definitely.
And you did get the market do a pop with it.
Yeah.
You know,
That would make sense, right?
Well, what's going to get intriguing here, if we take a look at the, we go back over and just take a look at the Qs for a second, what you're going to see is that you got under the 12th of September, that was $113.63, went to $113.45, and we're at 114.27
Where did we, just slow down there, where did we go to 113.45?
this morning.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And so what you're going to have is that as long as we close above the 113.63, you're going to have a rejection of swing point. You're going to have dramatically lighter volume, because when we started the show off, that's the structure that we were looking at. And that structure there has 180 million shares, and we've only done 116. So even if we do 30 million today, you know, so that's a decent heads up. If we go over to the SPY, what you're going to see inside the SPY is the number on the SPY, folks, is 210.84. That would be, that's going to be harder to do. That would be the highs of June 24th. So that would be the most bullish. It would be bullish, however, getting back inside just 209.60, which was the lows of this coming Tuesday, this past Tuesday. You know, and as you come over to our website at TFNN, right on the front page, you're going to see our man, Mr. Nico Dahan and Paige.
Clark.
Yeah.
Let's drop both their names in there.
That's a beautiful thing.
Why not?
Let me see where I am. TFNN. And I'm starting mine today, as soon as we get off. My primal edge.
All right.
You're in the third day, fourth day?
November 4th.
November 4th, fourth day.
Fourth day. Very easy. You got it.
So this is, we're calling it the Healthy Holiday Special, right?
You got it. Healthy Holiday Promotion Special, $25 off for the month of November. So normally if you sign up for the auto ship, it's $89 a month. And that includes the shipping costs. And we're shaving $25 off that for this month. Get you started, get you on the right path. You know, part of the hardest part of anything is that first step.
Right.
Whether you're talking about anything in life, really.
No, it is.
So we'll make that first step a little bit easier in November. And then, you know, you're on track November, December, January. Don't let the winter pass you by and say, after Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'll focus on my health. Because guess what? It's a long time away. Time flies. Why are you going to wait 2 or 3 months to get focused on your health? Get focused right now, and that'll carry you through the holidays.
And as we were talking about yesterday, if you keep it top of your head and you do this in the morning, it makes a difference.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's no doubt about that.
Definitely. So that'll be all month, but take advantage of it now.
Yeah, it's right on the front page of TFNN, folks.
And we ship them out same day as long as they're anytime reasonable in terms of, you know, between, you know, 2, 3, 4 o'clock we get the order, it's out the same day. And then, you know, if we get it 4, 5, 6, 7 overnight, we ship it out the next day. So.
And that price is including shipping, folks.
Yeah, $64, and it's a big bottle of all these awesome juices and stuff like that in
Right.
there. And so, it's a heavy bottle you're going to get. It's not some kind of like daily nutrition little, gummy or anything like that.
Right.
It's real juice that you take, you open it, and when you open it, then you put it in your fridge, and you'll be ready to rock with Nico and Paige. Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. Check it out.
You're gonna love it. So let's go take a look at the type of insurance that people are paying out here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're 22.19 in the VIX. Look at that. That was quite a move this week.
Yeah.
So actually, the last 2 weeks, from the 25th of October, we went from 12.73 up to this 22.99. That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
That's they're paying up for premium, paying up for insurance, folks.
Yeah.
Some of the here, you talk about an equity that's getting hit, folks. Okay, GPRO. This is gonna
Go back it up. Just,
This is GoPro. GoPro. That's not bad now. It's only down $1.
it's $11 stock, so
Right.
it was down $2. Now it's down $1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The numbers on this thing go down dramatically.
Did they just release their
They
earnings?
released their
Yeah.
numbers. They halted the stock last night.
Okay.
So this equity's gone from $98.
Yeah. Fundamentally, it's just a really tough area to compete in. I mean, they're a hardware company, I guess, but how do you compete with making video cameras
I know.
in this day and age when in reality I haven't needed a camera beyond my phone in years. And I know they're awesome products. They are. And I looked at one about a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's like for $500 though,
Right.
right? You really need to be using it a lot. If I was like a big surfer, and I
Right.
wanted one of those things where I guess it's awesome, but man, it's got to be tough to innovate and compete on that level. where
At
it's like-
that price.
Well, yeah, right.
It stopped.
right.
I bet that it stopped me in my tracks last Christmas. Because I was looking at them too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even it's like myself, a president.
they're a cool toy,
And it was
but
like,
that's the
hold it,
tough
man, that's
part.
$1,000.
Right.
When,
I agree. Right.
it stopped me. It was
I
like,
agree.
okay, I'm not doing it,
I
man.
agree.
Do you know what I mean? It's
And
like,
really what happened is, they came out with a revolutionary product in the beginning, of course,
Yeah.
because it was this tiny little camera you could bring
Right.
anywhere,
Right.
HD or whatever it was, right? I didn't have one, but it was ahead of its time in terms of being that small, being that good,
Right.
that good of a product. But geez, it's like phones are only getting smaller, man, and the cameras are only getting better.
They are.
In terms of I don't have the new iPhone yet, but the new iPhone has some great new camera
Does it?
features to
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
That's part of like the upsell. So they have a tough road ahead of them. Now, they have some drone stuff that they're coming out with, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. So
Okay.
they've tied that,
With it.
camera into it. But guess what? That's a hot market too, man. The drone market.
Totally.
Yeah.
You stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow's up 18, Nasdaq's up 13, S&Ps are up 5.5. We're going to be right back.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A share bull and bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge Heard Daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, Swim Lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the three hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Darrell Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is up 21, Nasdaq's up 11, S&Ps are up 5.5. And don't forget, folks, you can get us 24 hours a day right on your cell phone. You go to TFNN.com, hit Tiger TV. You're going to get some great HD quality video as well as audio. We got our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, coming up next. He's going to be growling and prowling with you, of course. He just did that great workshop, as to the election. What is this? Is it still a buy after the election? And we'll see where this shakes out. The market out here, folks. If this market can get up a little bit higher, right now it has rejected lower price, and we'll see whether we end up with lighter volume. It's way too early in the day to say it'd be lighter volume, because we know that there's going to be a million surprises that come out between now and 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Last Friday we had a surprise that came before 4 o'clock.
Exactly.
That was the FBI.
That was the FBI at what, 2:30? About 2:30, right? So what does happen is that dumps on Friday afternoon.
I'd be surprised, but guess what? Last week was surprising too. So get ready for it.
Yeah.
I just mean dumps. Dumps aren't going to come. When you say that, 4 days out, but people could have said they won't come 11 days out. But after the last week we had, I'd be really surprised if anything else gets dumped from that type of a deal.
From the FBI.
From an actual government, whatever you want to call that.
Well, the key in this market is those swing points. If they reject those swing points, that would set up Monday and Tuesday a bounce in the marketplace. So it's going to be pretty cool watching this whole thing shake out. The bonds are still saying that they want higher yield. Higher price, lower yield. So this 10-year is bucking. The 30-year hasn't got inside the higher range yet, but the 10-year is bucking it. The 10-year is saying, you know what? I still want to go higher, and this is pretty intense, because this has been going on for 30 years. This is the longest bull market that I've ever seen. You've gone from 151 in the 30-year, which would be 14.5% interest rates, down to I don't know what the 30-year is right now, but let's see. It's pretty low, 2.5.
Yeah.
And
rates. Yeah.
So we've said a million times that in the past it's like, okay, can you go any lower? Well, we found out the last few years that you can go low. You can go into negative interest rates,
sure,
which is a whole brave new world. You know. And if you haven't test drove that Nadex platform, folks, test driven. There we go. So I'm going to get that. If you haven't test driven that Nadex platform, great time to do it. Come over to our website at TFNN, bring it up, Sunday night, you could start trading these weeklies because there's no doubt that there'll be premium in them. There should be premium anyway. But bottom line, you'll see how they trade. Monday morning, same type of setup.
That's just so the currencies start Sunday night, but they really have to wait till Monday morning, don't they?
Yes, they would have to.
Let's not prepare them for the excitement too early. There'll be plenty of action come Monday morning,
right.
So don't get it all set up for Sunday night.
Right.
And then everything opens. By the time you open your eyes on Monday morning, there'll be plenty to take a peek at in that Nadex platform.
There's no doubt. And then you can see what type of premiums there are. You can see
across the board
how fast
too, right?
across the board. It should be across the board.
No, it will. Talking indices, dollar, gold, everything. Commodities.
You stay right there, folks. Man, Mr. Basil Chapman's going to be coming up next for you, and then, of course, we're going to Chicago, and they're going to be...
We'll see if they have a show. We'll see if that show's live from the parade.
They're going to be in the middle of the parade.
Totally.
Have a great one. Have a safe one. Thanks, pal. Wow! Go get them, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.